Joseph is one of my Bible heroes, and partly because he's known as the dreamer. I've always, living in a rural community, you have to dream about the world that could be possible. So it was when we started our program with rebuilding the barn into a gym that I knew kind of generally what it would become, but I really you have to be inspired. While I was on a trip in Africa, sitting at a place called the Red Elephant Inn, I was taken by an experience that made a difference. The Red Elephant Inn is in one part of the Serengeti, and instead of hiring a man in a Jeep to go travel through and see the animals, the Red Elephant Inn decided to drill a water hole and pump it full of good water. And then they built a resort right on the edge of the water hole. And you sit on a porch similar to the one we're sitting on, and you drink chai tea, and you watch all the animals come to the water hole and drink. The elephants, the zebras, the hyenas, the lions, they all kind of rotate through and then they disperse. And while I was there, I felt the Lord saying, well, that's what you need to do. And I had to chuckle. It's like, what do you need to do? We don't have no elephants. The idea that community could be so attractive, there could be a place that people would come to every day, it would just happen organically, is a vision. That's at some level the vision that we started with the Epicenter, is what does a community space have to offer? In the Red Elephant Inn, it was the water that attracted all the animals attracted all the tourists brought all the money, and the wheel went round and round. So our community approach, it does recognize that we live in a community of need and struggle, but it's really trying to get the people with skills and assets into a common space, common operation, where their skills can be shared. Young people are kind of open books. They want to learn, but they have to have a place to learn. They have to have people, that are caring enough to spend time with them. So often now kids go away and do their things, adults do their things, and there's no shared learning. It's relevant to all the kids that ride the school bus in our neighborhood, the families around the area we serve, and the facility itself that we built. It has a maker space with, we're just now buying the woodworking equipment and the tools to where we'll have the machinery to teach some skills. It has an electronics area. Most kids are very fascinated by how computers work, robotics and all of that. We have the beginning stages of a small robotics program. We have a gym floor. We'll be excited. This will be the first winter in 40 winters where we'll actually have a heated indoor space where we can exercise and play. Physical health is really important to mental health and spiritual health. We have a chess club. We're teaching kids how to think about making smart moves in their lives, learning how to be a little more careful and strategic. But it's also an engaging game. We have electronic sports. We have an art studio. So it's really designed, there's a basketball court and soccer field, to be a multi-purpose center where when kids aren't in school or they're not at home with their families, there is a place not just for young people but for adults as well to come and share their time and talents. We're trying to make it bright and beautiful in the middle of a community where things aren't always very bright and there's not a lot of things in terms of housing and facilities that you would call beautiful. And we're still at the front edge of that, and we hope that years to come we will figure out all the ingredients. And what we know most is if the love of God is present in the relationships and the people that minister there, then that'll be the most attractive thing to all the kids that are in our neighborhood and the families that they come from.